morning, everybody. I'm Yvonne with Southern Designs and Finds, and welcome to my segment of Craft Round the Clock. I'm going to find myself here live on my page, hopefully, and on my other device here, and I'm going to try to see if I can't share myself into the Craft Round the Clock group. So I'm going to do that real quickly here. Let's see, it says post it, so we'll see. Let me go back and check on my Craft Round the Clock group here and see if I am in one of my groups here. So let me see if I've got myself in here. Yep, there I am. Okay, great. So good. So let me get back to my page here. I came on just a couple of minutes early to get all that taken care of. We are responsible for sharing ourselves into the Craft Round the Clock group this week actually. So, hey Gail, good morning. So I did come on a little early, but we have an hour. So, you know, I hope you watched the last one and will continue to watch her until it's time to my time at 10 o'clock. Hi, Bonnie. How are you doing? And who else we got on here this morning? Mary's on. Good morning. And morning, Lisa. And Nancy and Diane. Good to see you. Janice and Irma. Good morning, everybody. Lori Ann Curry. Good morning. Cynthia and Bonnie and Tammy and Darlene. There's Marcia and I say Marcia. Is it Marcia or Marcia? It's here. I know friends that are both, so I don't know. Hi, Pam. Hi, Kelly. Grab your coffee. Hey, Pat. I was going to message you and make sure if I was in the group, but I just checked. So, I mean, I don't know what's the big deal is I've sprinkled other people into the group myself, so, and, you know, that kind of thing. But I do see myself, so. Good morning, and I didn't get to watch the end of yours, Pat. Did you finish? Or it's looking really cool what you're making. Boy, what detail and what a lot of work you're putting into that project. Can I pitch a tent, live on your beautiful property? I'd love to have you as a neighbor. It's lonely over there. I'd love to have you. I'm going to throw one big shindig when our house is finished, let me tell you. Open house. So, and any of you want to come down and see the house, you are welcome to it. I'm serious. I'm going to do an open house, so I would love to have some of y'all there. Good morning, Pam. So grab your coffee. I'm a little hoarse this morning. I didn't realize it until I started talking. Because not unless I talk to myself, right? Oh, God. Good morning. You're watching from Canada. Oh, my goodness. Well, welcome, Debbie. What time zone are you in Canada there? NB Canada, what does that stand for? I'm trying to think here a minute. You got my back. Good, Pat, thank you. I started to say I would share you in and you could share me in, but I didn't have time to message you well, I didn't know you were going to be live this morning, but yesterday for sure. And, but anyway, yeah, we have to have each other's back. My mama pronounced it Marcia, but lots of people pronounce it the other way. So you just say Marcy. Okay, I'll try to remember that, Marcy. So, yeah, my name is always mispronounced too. It's Yvonne with a Y, Yvonne, but most people all my life have said Yvonne or Yvonne, and I answer to all of it. And then, of course, my family and close friends just call me Vonnie, V-O-N-N-I-E. So I don't get to see them much, but that's what they call me when they see me. It's on my bucket list to get to those North Georgia mountains, Pam. I just would love to hug your neck. I just would love to hug your neck. So y'all come on in and we'll get started this morning. It's now 10:02, so my time is officially here at New Brunswick. Okay, I started to say Brunswick, but I couldn't remember. New Brunswick. Okay, we are in the Atlantic time zone, so it's 11 where you are. Okay, good. So I would love to visit Canada someday. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Diane, my coffee buddy. I need some coffee this morning. So what I'm going to be working on, I didn't title it. I need to go back and title a lot more of my videos because I was looking for my video and couldn't find it because I couldn't remember what color I wanted to use on this. And some of mine are titled, some aren't. So I've got to go back and try to just take a day and title some. I'm going to be using this frame that I got at Hobby Lobby. Thank you, June, for spreading those love, passing those biscuits, buttering the biscuits, whatever y'all want to call it. That's what I call it over here. Cheers. That's right, cheers. So I got this frame at Hobby Lobby. It is, and it hangs various ways. It's got hangers all over the place, guys. It's got hangers on the side. It's got hangers up on the top, where you can hang it this way. This is in the frame section, and it is casted, okay? It's not painted. It's just casted right now. It's just basically all these casts that are on here. So it almost looks like a piece of unfired ceramic, in my opinion, but it's white, obviously, and they have different sizes. This one was $21.99. Don't let it scare you. I don't get them not unless they're 50% off. So this was $11. They have smaller one, they have a larger one. My one back there I have hanging on the wall by my studio is a little bit larger. But I wait until I get them when they're 50% off. And I'm going to treat it as a frame, as a wreath again. That's what I did for my spring one that I have up that I keep out all year. I'm going to make a fall wreath with this, and we're going to paint it, and we're going to put some glaze on it to bring out these really pretty highlights here on all of this. So that's what I'm doing. And so let me see here. This is something important here. Okay. I just need to make sure. Okay. All right. So anyway, I'm going to use this as a wreath. I bought some frames in Canton, Texas when we were there for Canton Days, empty frames like this, and I plan on taking a wall. Probably, I don't have a whole lot of walls in my house, but I do have a dining room wall. I'm thinking about doing different size frames like this, similar on my wall, and kind of layering them. And, you might even want to put something on the inside. I have a long vertical frame that I had in my sunroom that I bought. It's chippy, and I bought it at an antique store. It's chippy, wood, the paint's chipping off of it. And I had 3 plates in it, beautiful plates hanging on little plate hangers in it. So this is something that you can do, just gives it dimension. It just gives it some interest. It's unique. And y'all know I like to do different things. So I'm going to be working with this one today. And, they're not perfect. This one has got a little bit of a separation right there in the middle. It's nothing, no big deal, but I'm going to use that as my corner where I'm going to cover everything up. But, you just get the one that looks the best. Go through them and get the one that you feel like looks the best. You think they should be better looking at the price they charge, but this is over in the where they frame your pictures, okay, where those open picture frames are at Hobby Lobby. And make sure you get them when they're 50% off. Kelly, he's doing pretty good. I think he's doing pretty good. He had a nightmare night before last. He has those occasionally. I think it's stress, where he'll be whimpering, or he'll be saying some stuff that doesn't make any sense, and he'll just thrash, And well, he did that the other night. He woke me up, and he fell off the bed. And he said he was having a bad dream where either people were after him, or he was in some place that he couldn't get out. But he fell off the bed, and I was scared that he had injured himself, but where the pacemaker is. But he says he's okay. Could you take us on an update tour of your house soon? I can, Janice. There's not a whole lot that's been done. The painters, I was hoping they were going to come this week, but I guess it's going to be next week, because they said 2 to 3 weeks. They've got to repaint my porch ceilings. They used a solid color stain that had primer in it, but the knots in the wood still bled through. So they have to put kills on there. I want them to do 2 coats, and we're hoping that's going to be enough. And then repaint my ceilings on my porches. They've got to paint the porch railings. They're all built now. They've got to stain the floor decking on both porches and the steps. And then they built my shutters, so they've got to paint the front and the back of my shutters so they can hang them. And then we'll be ready to move into the inside. And hopefully our loan, we'll be able to get our construction loan soon. We've reapplied because it's been so long. and got all that taken care of, and we'll just have to kind of jump through their hoops what all they want, with them being self-employed. But I'm hoping we're going to get the construction loan. If for some reason that's going to be taking too long, we're going to maybe just get a home equity loan on the house we own next door and get going on this. So I will do that. The inside is basically the same, but I'll show you the outside and everything. I'll be happy to do that. So, good morning, Delma. I saw you on, my friend. Good to see you. Hi, Darlia. So we're going to be working with this, and what I'm going to do is use Farmhouse Linen by Paint Couture. This is a mineral paint. It's self-leveling. It has built-in primer and a top coat, but it's called Farmhouse Linen. One of my favorite colors in Paint Couture. You know, your pretty farmhouse white. It reminds me of Plaster by Waverly. I'm going to be using this, and get it wherever you have a Scrappy's Rustics. They sell Paint Couture, Mara, Retail Therapy by Mara. I got mine from Robin's Song. She lives here locally in Blairsville, but anybody that has a Decoupage Queen, or is it TH Decor or TK Decor? I can't ever remember. They carry Paint Couture. So wherever you buy your Paint Couture products, this is where you can get it, okay? Farmhouse Linen. So we're going to paint this, and, well, I guess you could say that, Pat. I mean, not a lot's going on, but yeah, each day that I'm getting closer. It'll be 5 years, October 5th, that we moved into the RV. Never in my wildest dreams would I have believed we would be living in an RV this long. Had we known that, we wouldn't have done it. But, you know, we could predict COVID hitting and nothing happening for a good 2-3 years, you know, that kind of thing. So, I mean, who would have thought, you know? So, I mean, because, you know, when that hit, when the pandemic hit, nothing was going on. I am using my Joy paintbrush by Paint Pixie. Now, this is going to be hard to kind of tell where I've got my paint and where I don't. But I love this brush. I can really load it up a lot, and it'll go a lot further without having to reload it. But it's just out of habit. I still load it up a good bit. But this is called the Joy brush by Paint Pixie. And let me just continue on where I know I've got paint. How about that? I keep going every which way here. But it's hard to tell because this is a white frame. So I'm just kind of having to look to make sure that wherever it's shiny, it's there. But this is called the Joy brush by Paint Pixie. And it gets into all those little nooks and crannies. Pat uses hers to paint just about everything. And but it's a nice little brush if you want to get a good brush that gives you good coverage. And probably, in hindsight, should have gotten my turntable out to paint this, but we'll get it done. So, and if I miss a few places, that's okay because it's white, right? So let's get this going here. Hi, Yvonne. Good to see you. Hi, Joy. It is a pretty frame. I got it for 50% off in the frame section where they frame your pictures and things at Hobby Lobby. And I just wait, you know, until I know they're going to go on sale. I knew I wanted to do this, and so the last time I was there, I went over and checked, and sure enough, they were on sale. So I said, okay, I'm going to buy the smaller one this time. And that's what I did. So this one was roughly $11 after the 50% discount. And so it's they're pretty frames. I enjoy using the glaze on these to really bring out the detail. I get a lot of satisfaction from that. It just brings out that detail. So, sprinkled out the coffee. Cheers. Okay, Diane, thank you. Thank you. I guess y'all saw my fall display I did. It's got paint on me here. Outside, I was playing around with it Sunday afternoon outside. Had a little bit of a breeze. It was a hot day, but it was a little bit of a breeze, and so I thought, well, it may not feel like fall, but I'm going to get my fall stuff out. I'm going to decorate outside for fall. I didn't want to put anything on my front porch because they've got to come in and do the front porch floors. And so I didn't want to have to be moving everything, you know what I mean? Otherwise, I would have decorated my front porch for you, even though we don't live in it. I would have done that. That's what I did last year. I didn't decorate all of it. I just took and put some stuff out right by the front door. And so I did that. And so I just decided to do it outside under the shade tree instead of our porch. I feel like I'm painting my mat more than I am anything else. But anyway, I decided to do that. And I wish I could have done my front porch for you. But, I mean, I could move everything once they've got it painted and it's dried good, you know, the stain. But, you know, I want to stay off of the porch as long as possible after they stain it. But they're going to be painting my porch railings white, alabaster. And they're going to be staining the porch floor. It's called Lodge, the color. And the steps, you know, going up to the porch. Anything from the porch down is going to get stained. Even the band around the house. I was going to have it painted alabaster like the rest of the house, the band. But I didn't want that. I wanted the porch floor, all of the porch floor, you know, stained. But then, you know, on the side it would be stained and then the band would be white underneath it. And I wasn't sure how I was going to like that. My other house had stone, or rock. And so it wasn't an issue, but this is different. So anyway, so that's what's going to get painted. And then the back railing, the back porch now has the cable railing. Cable, instead of pickets, we put the cable, the metal cable, steel cable, so that we could see. It wouldn't block our view from inside or, you know, while we're sitting out there too, especially me because I'm short. So we had the cable installed, and you can't see it at all, you know, from the road. It just looks like there's nothing there, but there is, and it's going to be nice. I think it's going to be really nice. I'm going to get right inside there. See, this is what's nice about these brushes is you can get right down in there. And if you were interested in this brush, at the top of my page, I have all my links posted in a featured post, at the very top. And that's where all my links are. So my affiliate link to Paint Pixie is there. And I think I went over that. Did I go over that? Yeah, it's wet. Y'all know I'm crafting in the dark, don't you? I have my lights here, but I don't have my overhead light on because it makes such a glare. So, I don't have it. I'm crafting in the dark, so I'm having to look and just see if I've missed places. I don't even know. I think I went around the edges. So anyway, so that looks good enough to me. And you got a big crock this past weekend. Oh my goodness, Pat! Yay, good for you. I'm so excited for you that you got something. Boy, am I making a mess here. Let me get all this. We got to dry this thing because I'm getting more on me than I am the frame. I'm so excited you got a crock. That's awesome. Yay. So, I can't wait to see what you do with it. I love my crock. I mean, I don't have a dining room table or a kitchen island to put mine on right now, but it's sitting right out there in the foyer of our office in a corner. With the rolling pins, and I don't care, you know, I don't care. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to move it just like the way it is. I'm not going to be messing with it. I think it's beautiful for fall. I mean, well, I don't know. I may, you know, it's fall. I won't be in the house for fall decor. So I may take it out apart, but I can always put, whatever season I get in, I can always decorate it, right? So I guess maybe I should take it apart when we move. But anyway, I'm going to enjoy it for fall here. And I can't put it on this table because it would be in the way, right? Let's see. Susan says here, morning, Miss Yvonne. I heard you mention that your husband has been having nightmares. My mother, who's 94, was having them and throwing herself out of bed because of her nightmares. So you did some research and found out that one of her medications was causing it. Well, that might be something that we need to check on. Yeah, I mean, he is on, but well, he is on a newer blood pressure medicine, but he's had them before that, and he's still on the other one. So I don't know. Might have to look into that and see. I'm thinking it might be stress because he's just totally stressed out with work and can't really retire until we get the house built. He says he wants to work 5 more years. Anyway, he wants to make sure Megan's in college and that kind of thing, even though Jennifer and them can do that. He helped with Sarah, so he just really wants to make sure that Megan gets her college education. And so he wants to work, I don't know at what capacity. He's part owner in this company. He may cut back a lot, and I'm hoping he will. Because we're drawing Social Security now, so our full benefits, and I'm getting part of his, and so we got that in addition to his salary he gets. So anyway, but I'd like to see him slow down. It's very chippy and a lot of the glaze is off, but it was a steel. It's so pretty. Oh, Pat, the chippier the better to me. I mean, I didn't buy mine to resell it, to have it in pristine condition, to resell it, as a true antique. I just liked it, and I wanted one like that. I've been looking, and I bought another crock that's a little bit smaller and taller, and it has nothing on it. It just looks like a ceramic, glazed crock. And I was going to use it until I saw this one, and so I'm excited for you that you found one. It's going to be pretty. Stress will definitely cause nightmares. Yeah, I mean, especially what he's saying he's seeing. Every time, sometimes he doesn't even know. I mean, sometimes the stuff that comes out of his mouth is so garbled, it almost sounds demonic, But it scared the cat. The cat jumped off the bed. It scared me. I screamed. And he was on the floor getting up, and then got up on the bed, kind of put his head down. I think I told you one time he did that. He stood up, and then he fell over like he passed out, and that scared me to death. That scared me a lot. So, yeah. Okay, I'm just looking to see everything's here. What did I do with my brush? I'm just getting it dried. That kind of looked like it puddled up a little bit there. Oh, good. That smoothed that out. Good. So, making sure if there's no more other little puddles here. See a little bit there. That's what's nice about this brush. It's almost dry, and I'm just kind of smoothing everything out now. Thank you, Michelle, for passing those biscuits. I appreciate it. I need to stand up straighter. I was watching TV yesterday, and they had this doctor on Channel 2 on ABC. Not really Good Morning America, but whatever that one is that's right at 1 o'clock. And he was talking about something called the tech neck. And that's what I have, where you're always looking down at your phone, scrolling and doing. Of course, since I've had my business, I'm on my phone looking down, responding to comments, and doing all that. And I've got terrible neck pain. It's because I'm down like that. I guess I've probably got arthritis in it. And so he called it tech neck, and he was telling you that you need to look at your phone at eye level. So I guess I'd have to sit down and have a tripod at eye level and have it so many inches away from you, which is hard. Everybody was saying, how can you do that? But he was talking about preventing tech neck and hunched over, which I'm both. I have kyphosis. I have, I have a crooked spine, so I don't get any sleep. I can't get comfortable with my neck. So I loaded up on ibuprofen last night so I could try to get a good night's sleep. And I'm just making sure this is really good and dry. And sometimes I put the heating pad on it, but last night I was putting ice on it before I went to bed. So, yeah. So, but anyway, he hadn't done that in a while, but he did it. the other night. Of course, then I couldn't go back to sleep. I realized my neck was hurting, you know. So, which is not his fault. So, just making sure it's good and dry. So, you have that technique and tried to hold my phone eye level, but it is not easy, Carol. I don't have a cervical pillow. I guess I need to research that. I don't sleep on my back. That's the problem. I sleep on my side. And it hurts now even to try to sleep on my back. So, I don't have, I need to research that. I was just going to try to get a better pillow too, because I sleep on 2 pillows because of my acid reflux. And, you know, so, and that cricks your neck too. So I need to find, when we were down in Florida over New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve with Megan for her birthday, the condo we stayed in had the best pillows, and I screenshotted the label. It didn't give a brand per se, but I did screenshot the label. I guess it did give a brand, but that was the best pillow. And I looked it up, and there's several different kinds, you know, but it was soft, and but yet it didn't flatten out on you. I don't know how to explain it, but it didn't flat out on you. And so, because I don't like a hard pillow at all. I guess this is dry, so I guess it's not going to get on my florals and stuff. So, so you didn't want, hun? Let me see. You sleep on your side too? When I had my test done, I had to lay flat on my back. Oh, I know it had to hurt. I would dread that. Rolling pins, 25, 28 each. I'll wait on those. Well, you know, Pat, I guess, I don't know if it's just the area. My rolling pins, for the most part, were $15 to $18. I did get one for $12. The one that said it was from the 1940s or 50s was $15. I've got the label. So I looked up on that. You know, they haven't been bad. And I don't buy them all at one time. I just, when I see one, I'm looking for one with a green handle. I've got red and I've got the natural. But, you know, mine haven't been bad. So, you sleep on your side too? I do too. If any of y'all have got a pillow that's soft but doesn't flatten out, you know, let me know what brand or where, you know, what it is, because I've searched for years for the right pillow. So I've got it painted here. Painted it with a farmhouse linen. I mean, it still looks white, but it's a pretty color. I can tell it's painted. It doesn't have that casted look to it. So now what I'm going to use is, picked up the wrong jar, and I've got, like I said, I've got paint all over me here. Get that off. I'm going to be using this one here, by Paint Couture. This is the Antiquing Glaze. It's my favorite. I do like the Van Dyke Brown, but this is the Light Brown Sugar by Paint Couture. Light Brown Sugar Antique Glaze is what I'm going to use on this to bring out that, the My Pillow. I tried that, Stephanie. I tried that. It was okay. I guess it just finally got to where it wasn't comfortable anymore. But I did have a My Pillow. I did. I don't know if they've new and improved them. But maybe, you know, yeah, Suki may have rolling pins too. You know, and she's fairly reasonably priced too. So, I don't know. I just got to do something. But anyway, I've got Technic. That's what they call it. And that's for me looking down between my wrist with my phone, because my phone is heavier. My newer phone is heavier. And I try to put it in this thing I have that looks like a pillow. But it's got little lips on it that you put your tablets on, and you can sit in your chair with it. I just need to sit at the table and do it, so it's more eye level, and then I'm not putting any pressure on my wrist either. So the hazards of our business, right? You took a little bit of the stuffing out, and that was perfect. Really, I didn't think about doing that. So I'm going to use the Antique Brown Glaze, and what I do is I just take, let me get a brush here, whatever one I want here. I'm just going to take it and take a brush and just really, you know, put it on there, okay? And And then we're going to wipe it off. So I'm just going to take it and just start spreading it on, just like this. It's thin, okay? It's thin. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, what is she doing? What is she doing here? But you got to trust the process, right? You got to trust the process. So I'm going to do the front first, and then we'll go do the sides and get it on. You can use a paper towel. You can use a cloth if you want to. You can use a baby wipe. If you're going to use a baby wipe, it's going to take more off, okay? So that just depends on how much you want on there and how much you want to take off. But you can always put more back on too. So that's not an issue either. So I'm going over it just like this. And getting everything covered up here. And then like I said, I can go back and do the sides too. Did you wash your My Pillow? I would throw it in the dryer. It flattens out. I didn't wash it, but I had read that you could put it in the dryer. I think I did, you know, to fluff it back up. But I got to do something. I have got to do something. But I just can't find the right pillow. I don't know. And like I said, now nothing feels good because of my neck. And I am not going to have an MRI. Tim says, I think you need an MRI. I said, oh, yeah. I said, then you're going to have to find me a place that does the open MRIs, because there is no way on God's green earth that I am getting inside one of those MRI machines. No way. So, it's not going to happen. And then they'll probably say, well, you need surgery. And that's not going to happen either. So, I guess I'm just going to suffer. So, but I tell you what, getting sleep deprived just makes, it just affects you in so many ways. Your concentration, your moods. You know, I'm a little bit more snippy and snappy, you know, all that. You wash and dry yours all the time, and it does fluff up. Okay, that's good to know. I think I'm pretty sure I did that. I'm pretty sure I did. But I just don't want one that's going to flatten out on me, you know, so. All right, like I said, I need to do the sides too, but let's go ahead and get the top done and wipe it off, okay? So I'm just going to start taking and wiping now. And this is just changing the whole dynamic here. You can get it as dark, leave it as dark as you want. You know, just whatever you want to do. I'm using the baby wipe because I want to take, you know, a good bit of it off. Because I still want some of that farmhouse linen to show through too. But it sure does give it a pretty effect. I just take a lot of satisfaction from doing this process here. And then you can go back with a smaller brush too and get into some areas that you want to wipe off even more that you can't get to with your cloth, okay? So you see what we've got going on? Isn't that gorgeous how it brings out that beautiful detail? So pretty. So I'm going to just continue on the sides here and get it going here. Isn't it pretty? Either too fat or too hard or too soft or too flat. Yeah, maybe there isn't a pillow out there for me. I don't know. But maybe there's not. So, okay. So I'm going to just continue to paint the sides here with this glaze. And this is made by Paint Couture. It's called Brown Sugar Glaze. And it's just, to me, is just the perfect glaze for bringing out the highlights and everything. And just extremely pretty. So, and then we'll go back and wipe it off too. And then I'm going to take a paintbrush and kind of go through and get some of those insides there that might have pulled up a little bit that I can't get to very well with my rag, my cloth, my baby wipe. But you can use a cloth, you can use a paper towel, a dry paper towel. That's going to take off more. And so you could definitely do that. Like I said, I should have, woulda, shoulda, coulda. I should have gotten a my turntable here and used it. So, I guess y'all saw my post where the horses. Yesterday was a year. It came up in my memory that the horses, Sarah took the horses a year ago today, actually, but yesterday was the last time they were in our pasture. And I just remember it being so sad. I remember staying out in my post. I said I stayed out till it was almost dark taking photos of them out there with the donkeys. And, you know, I take comfort knowing that they're happy. You know, Sarah's there. They're being ridden. Of course, I don't know if I like being ridden. But, you know, they're happy. They're healthy. And Sarah's new house is just a couple of minutes away from the barn where she boards them. And, you know, that's the most important thing, is that Sarah's happy with her horses again. When she was in college, you know, she couldn't ride them every day. She just had to ride them when she got home, came home on the weekends. And so she just couldn't ride them like they needed to be ridden. So I'm making a big old mess. Let me get that, put that in the trash. Let me get this off. But, so I do take comfort knowing that she's, and now I'm just going to take a little brush now, and I'm just going to kind of go through and get some of this off, where it's kind of pooled up in areas. But I do take comfort knowing that she's happy, and they are taken very good care of. And you can add more glaze to this if you want to and spread it out. That's just your preference of what you want to do. So, but she's happy with them. They aren't in a, and then you can dab too. See how I just dabbed it a little bit? You can do that too. And, but she has, gets to be there and ride them whenever she wants, especially now that she's moved. She was about 15 minutes away. So she's pretty close now, but I miss them. I mean, I don't miss taking care of them as far as getting out there. When she was in school, it was us that had to get out there in the 15-degree weather and still give them hay and still feed them and all that, you know, and put blankets on them and do all those things. And of course, our feed bill and all that. So she gets to do all that now. And the vet bills, Sizzle had to go to the vet, and so she had to pay for that. So I don't miss all that by any stretch of the imagination. So I don't miss all that. I'm going to put a little bit more there and just wipe a little bit of it off. But see how forgiving this is? So I'm going to just leave this alone. I think it looks pretty good. You know, I just want to, almost got that white looking, but it changes that farmhouse linen to more of an, you know, I don't want to say ivory, but it's not stark white is what I'm trying to say. So, let's look at how we doing on time. I got an hour. You know, we're doing our lives an hour this week on Craft Round the Clock. So we do have a little bit more time, but then sometimes when that happens, we take too much time and we don't get to finish. So we get too relaxed with the fact that we're, you know, we have an hour. So this, you know, I'm going to dry it real quick, and then we'll start decorating. And how about that, making it look like a wreath? So let's see. But it really does bring out the detail of this frame. It gets lost otherwise, and I just love it. I love this technique. So much fun. So I hope you'll try it with some glazes. They do make a clear glaze that you can take and put your own color paint in and make your own glaze if you want to. So keep that in mind too. So I'm going to leave it, I think, and just go ahead and dry it. And then we'll start decorating it. How about that? So, and I know I've probably missed some of your comments. So I know I've missed comments. 24 minutes. Thank you, Pam. Appreciate that. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. I'll show it to you when we get it good and dry here. Thank you, Rosalie. We started using bamboo pillows for a few years ago, and we like them better than we thought we would. You know, Jennifer, my daughter, in their house in Sumter, South Carolina, that my son-in-law inherited from his grandparents, they had to, you know, they got all new they kept some of the beds, but they got all brand new linens and pillows and all of that. And the bed we slept on had the bamboo pillows. I think they ordered them from Amazon, and they were good. I'm going to ask her about them. I'm going to talk to her about them. Good to see you, Debbie. Thank you for coming on. I'm just taking a frame from Hobby Lobby that was on sale 50% off, so it made it $11. And, you know, an open frame that you get back in the frame section where they frame your pictures and stuff. And this is the medium size one. And we're going to turn it into a wreath, okay? So that's what I'm doing today. We're going to do a fall wreath. Seems like these days I am doing more with florals than I am anything else this season. Instead of doing more pumpkins and what we call it, candy corn and different things, I've been doing more florals with y'all. But I've enjoyed it. I hope y'all have too. So, but I gotta get it good and dry here with the glaze. And like I said, some places has a lot more glaze in it than others, and that's okay. You know, you can take your brush and kind of, if it's pooling up a little bit there, and get it off. Or not, you know, whatever you want to do. There's, you know, it is what it is, and that's what glaze is for. So I really enjoy how it's brought out the detail of all of this and added color to it and all that. So I'm going to add a little bit there. Just wipe it off a little bit. But I think it'll be pretty. I think it will. You love all the florals. Good, Sharon. Ah, thank you, Pam. You're so sweet. Y'all, I gotta stand up. I gotta stand up straight. I think it's too late, but I wish I could find a brace. I talked to the orthopedist one time about ordering me a brace that I could wear, and I don't know if he just thought I meant, he said, oh, that'll be uncomfortable. And I said, they've got to make a brace that's cloth or something you can wear under your clothes to help me stand up straight. So, you know, pain makes that happen. If you're depressed or your moods or pain makes you slump over too. And like I said, I have scoliosis, so, you know, over the years that's plays into it too. It's curving more, I think. Am I still on? Yay, I'm still on. Yeah, we have an hour, Karen, this week. All in Craft Around the Clock, we're on an hour. So, do y'all have a date for your house? No. No, Sarah, we're not. We've been paying as we go, and we just now have reapplied for our construction loan. Submitted it Sunday night, matter of fact, because we had our taxes done and stuff like that. So we had to reapply because it's been too long. That took a long time, and then now we got to wait and see what else they want from us, and so we could start the inside. So there's no move-in date. I mean, it's not like we got our builder and said, okay, here, start building. We've got all the money you need. We've been paying as we go, so it's taken a while. It's not like we did in the past where we had our loan right up front. And the reason we did this was because we didn't think he was going to be able to get to us as soon as he did. He said, I can't promise you when I'll be able to get to you. This is the light brown sugar glaze by Paint Couture that I used. And then I also used Farmhouse Linen self-leveling mineral paint. It's self-leveling, built-in primer, and top coat. All in one. Farmhouse Linen by Paint Couture. So find who you use to order your Paint Couture products and do that. I got mine from Robin Song. She's here in Craft Around the Clock. I think Scrappy's Rustics probably sells it. Mara, Retail Therapy by Mara. Also, anybody that has is it TH or TK Decor with Decoupage Queen. I wish I could be an affiliate as much as I've used this. Their links, you can get it through their links too. Oh, they do have them. My mom ordered one, a brace. They don't have to be too bulky to work. I know. I know. I mean, TH Decor. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate that. Sherry's got a link. Sherry, drop your link, please. Sherry Wilson, Sherry's Creative Designs. Drop your TH Decor link. So I can't pin it because, you know, they're not letting me pin. My Facebook's not, my pinner's not working. But go ahead and drop your link so that they can go in and they want to order this glaze. They can by Paint Couture. I love this one for just about anything. The brown sugar glaze and the farmhouse linen paint. So you can get it from Sherry too, okay? I'm happy to do that for Sherry. She's a sweet friend of mine. Happy to help her out any way I can. If I can't be an affiliate, I'm going to let one of my friends use their affiliate link. They say they're not taking any more affiliates. They're concentrating on their retailers more. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what they told me. So if you got in, you got in. And it's unfortunate that there's some people who have a TH Decor link that don't even use it anymore. And I could just swap with them and let me do it. Okay, Sherry's put the TH Decor link, her affiliate link. I don't know if it's going to let me pin it. So we'll see. I can always try it, right? Pin comment. It usually just doesn't pin it. It says it's pinned, but it's not. So you're welcome. So that's Sherry's link there. I don't think it let me pin it. It never does anymore. I have told them it says unpin it. Well, it says it's pinned. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of moss. Well, first I like to go and start in the corner. And I'm going to use, now I got to decide which corner I told you I was going to use. Okay, this one here, I think. It doesn't matter. I'm just looking, they're all the same. Aren't they? Yeah, they're the same. I'm going to start in this corner over here. And see, I can always add more glaze in here to make it just a little bit darker. And, you know, go back through it. And because I think I want it a little bit darker right there. So I'm gonna put some glaze on that and just wipe it down a little bit again. Because the others are a little bit more darker. And I feel like I want it a little darker in those areas. So let me do that. And I'm just gonna dab it this time. Instead of wiping so much off, I'm just going to dab it. And it's just going to have to dry. Just like that. So, okay. Like I said, I may... Oh, I like that better. Okay. So there's what it looks like with the glaze in all its glory. Isn't it beautiful? Just... Hi! That's just beautiful. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So who does? Kim from Yesterday's Tomorrow sells it. Yeah, she's a retailer. Yeah, she is. I just would really, you know, I want to give Sherry the business if she can do that. But yes, I think she is a retailer too. So find somebody like Sherry or Mara or Scrappy's Rustics or any of them that you buy yours from. That's who you buy them from. Robin Song. You know, they sell these products. Okay, so I'm going to take, I bought a sunflower at Hobby Lobby. I love that color. I had a smaller sunflower and it had a bud on it, and I've already taken it apart, and I'm going to glue it right here in the corner. So but first I need to kind of build what I want to do. So I have these leaves. These are the bushes that I bought from Hobby Lobby over in the regular floral section. This wasn't in the fall florals, but I love this color of these. I'll show you to them in a minute, but I've got to build this first. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue here and just build it up. But I'm going to use moss too and get this on there good. Just want that in the corner, just like so. And then I'm going to put my, I have these, I don't know what they're called, but they're kind of a rust color. And I feel like it's going to bring out some of the leaves that I'm using and use that. So that's going to go on there. So let me just kind of shorten it a little bit here. And I'm just going to look and see what I'm dealing with here. Okay, so that's going to go on next. Just like so. And like I said, I'm I'm looking for my, just won't burn myself here. Isn't it a pretty frame, Kathy? Get them when they're 50% off. This was $21.99, so I got it for $11. So, reminded you of Romper Room. Did it really, Susan? I kind of vaguely remember that. Okay, now I'm going to put my flower on here. I kind of got it a little further up than I wanted. Out. I didn't want it sticking out that much, so I'm going to sit there and hold that in the glue. A little bit better there. I didn't want it sticking out that far. So let me hold that. Oh, you like it, Cynthia? I hope y'all are going to like it when it's finished here. I've got a little over 10 minutes to finish it. I hope I do. Oh, with the mirror. Right. That's right. It had the mirror. Yeah, I had the mirror. So y'all, today, just make it a good day, okay? I made a post this morning about that, and I really do feel like it's up to us how we make our day. And, it really is up to us. And you know, that's just, I gotta cut this down some more. I've got to re-glue that. I don't want it sticking out from the leaf. So, but you know, it really is up to us. I'm gonna cut this off right here. How we react. And you know, our mood and everything else, it really is up to us. You know, I don't know about y'all, but the older I get, I feel bad for my mom now. I wish I could apologize to her 100 times over for the way I treated her. And you know, and as all the grandchildren the same way, you know, as we grow older, we aren't needed as much. And you know, that's just part of life. This isn't looking right. It's just part of life. And, you know, our kids grow up, become successful, they're working hard, and of course that's what we want, you know. And grandchildren, you know, Sarah's moved and she's down south now, and Megan's a senior and she's wrapped up living her best life right now. And so even though she's next door, we don't see her either. And she's bad about not returning my text and things like that. And Sarah was the same way when she was that age. And so it's really kind of sad, you know, but they don't need us like they used to, not unless they need us for something, you know, a crisis they're going through in their lives. And of course, we're always there as mothers and grandmothers. We're always there, right? So it's hard, you know, and I did the same thing to my mother. And my mother was a thorn in my side, let me tell you. She was, but what I wouldn't have to have her here right now. And I just kind of, you know, I didn't have time for my mom, you know, and so that's not sticking. Come on, stick. I may have to put me some moss underneath here anyway, just to get it to stick. So let me do that. And then I can trim it up some. Yeah, because I don't want that much moss hanging out. But anyways, I don't know if any of you feel that way at times, but take heart that you're not alone. I think it's just part of life. As we get older, we're not needed as much. And I told Tim the other day, I said, this is about the loneliest I have felt in years and years and years. And but it is what it is, right? So now I'm going to build. I'm going to take some seed pods here. Yes, there's always something in our day to find joy and thankfulness and make it a good day. It's a gift, right? It is. Because they don't need us so much. You get depressed as we get older. Depressing causes, we love them and we need them. Right, exactly. So I'm going to just take some seed pods now, and I can't decide if I need to put my, let me put my, I may need to put this on first. Okay, this is my leaf here that I'm using. And we're just going to kind of build in this, okay? We're just going to, and I want some of that to kind of go up underneath there. I want it to be in the corner there. So I don't know why this flower is not sticking, but it's not. So I want some of this to hang down too. So I'm gonna just kind of glue it right here. I want it to stay, just like that. I think that God knew we would be lonely in this season of our lives and provides the crafting form for us, right, Pam? And that's what I said. If you don't feel like you matter to me. And you help me just as much as you say I helped you. So even though we may not have met, we are all friends and family, and I consider y'all that. And, you know, so anyway, all right, so now I've got this little green leaf here, and I'm probably, you know, going to add a little bit more moss to it too. But I'm just looking to see where I want to put that. I want it to kind of stand up a little bit, so I think I might have overdid it with the moss here, but I'll get that on there. Come on. There we go. So I'm going to just look at this real quickly. See how I want that to go. Okay, so I'm going to stick that right there. Right down in there. And just hold it a second. And I'll kind of feed my leaves around it too. But anyway, it was just on my heart this morning because this has just been kind of the way I've been feeling too. I'm going to stick this little leaf right here. This little leaf, I cut it apart. I'm going to stick it on the corner down here to kind of stick out a little bit. So, get that on there. So, you see the color combinations that I'm doing? I'm doing that sage green and that golden yellow. I think it's really pretty combination there. So anyway, all right, so I'm going to, let's see, where else do I need a spot? I think I'm going to put this leaf just kind of on top of that to where it's going to kind of look like it's in the middle of it, like these were underneath it a little bit. So I'm just kind of building. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to get me another sip of coffee. You wish your mom was here too. I just felt like I wanted to be with my friends and do other things. I just didn't have time for my mom. And now I understand. I remember she wrote a poem or found a poem and showed it to me, or it was in her Bible, and I felt so bad after I saw it. Because now I get it. I have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my seed pods on now. And I hope I finish this. If I don't, I'll finish it after live, and y'all just have to look for the posted picture, okay? But I'm going to use seed pods. Let's see, I want it to go this way. See, that's what happens. We think we got plenty of time, and then we run out of time. Because we're chatting, which is what I love to do. So, I'm just going to add a little bit more moss here, and glue it going up this way now. Just like that. And we're going to put this seed pod here. So I'm just going to frame it with the seed pods instead of more flowers. So this is so far what I've got going on. So see, isn't that pretty? I like that. I'm thinking a romper room now. It's funny. So it's got that. So I'm going to just continue on up a little bit and add me some more moss. Little bits. And I'm going to work up the side here is what I'm doing. And I have this, let's see, I've got this and I've got this. So I'm going to have it kind of going out this way. So let me glue that in there. Stick that, and the moss just kind of helps hold it in place a little bit. I've got that, and then I've got another one of these that I'll use. Kind of have it sticking out this way. I'm going to have to add more of some of that to the bottom there because I think I got it too far in. So I'm just going to stick that down in the moss there. Maybe add a little bit more over it, a little bit. But I'm not a florist. This is just the way I build what I'm doing, you know, and y'all work on what's best for y'all. So I'm just going to hold that down a second. Thank y'all. Thank you, Beth. It's good to see you, my friend. That's Rekindle Blessings. Good to see you. There's Mary with Ocean Breeze and me. Good to see you, too. Oh, goodness. All right. So I've got that. And then I've got some leaves that I feel like I need to place in here. Just kind of sporadically. Some of this sage green leaves and stuff. Just put them in there. Ooh, 2 more minutes. I know I'm not going to finish. So you'll get what I'm doing here. I'm going to add, let's see, what am I doing? This one's going to go across the top here. So let me do that. I'm going to fill in with some sage green leaves. Those came from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to fill in as I go. Okay. But you'll get the idea of what I'm doing. I'm going to take this piece here, and it's going to go across the top, kind of like this, and it's going to lay down. I want it to kind of go down all into the frame too. So that's what I'm doing there. And I'm going to glue it down right there in that moss, just like that. Oh, I wish I was finished. But it'll be pretty. I've got 1 more minute. So I'm going to just, let's see here. I had one of these I was going to put here too. So just kind of give you an idea what this is going to look like with all my sage green leaves and stuff. But I'm not finished, so y'all are going to have to wait for the final picture, but I'll show you what that's going to look like. But you're getting an idea of what I'm doing. So it's going to have leaves on it and sage green leaves, and I may even put some berries and that kind of thing. But let me show you the gist of it here of what I'm doing. Okay, isn't that pretty? This will come down a little further, but I just wanted a little bit of color there. So I'll finish this and tweak it for y'all and get it all, and I'll post it for you. But I think it's going to turn out really pretty when I get done with it. So I hope you liked what I did today, and y'all have a fantastic day and enjoy watching the rest of the creators and craft around the clock when you can and watching replay. But that's what I did for you today. So y'all have a fantastic Tuesday, and I will see y'all later. Bye-bye.